So Anime Month continues. We have another threezero sponsored review for you today. We're going to be taking a look at another one of their Jujutsu Kaisen figures from their first wave. We already looked at Yuji and we did Satoru. So now we're going to be taking a look at Nobara Kugisaki. And this one, just from looking at some of the included accessories, has by far the most expressions we've seen yet on the FigZero line with the Jujutsu Kaisen wave. There's a lot of really cool accessories, a lot of cool effects. You're going to see a bunch of alternate head sculpts and hair sculpts. So I think this one by far has the most agency in terms of the range of emotions and poses that you get out of the character. But we'll show you that in just a second. Taking a look at the box again, very similar to the other ones in terms of having that action shot on the front there of the character. Just the logo of the show written into languages on the side, and then some more action shots on the back. The FigZero boxes, like I said, are a lot taller than the DLX boxes that we've seen before, probably twice the size, but it makes sense since they are twice the size. We're going from 12 scale to 6 scale, so these are a lot bigger, and you get a lot more agency out of them in terms of their movement, their accessories, and their facial expressions, because these are all people, as we've only seen there's either robots or Iron Man on the DLX line, so this is kind of cool to be able to have faces and to see that sort of anime style facial expressions. But let's get inside and see what's so cool about this guy here. And really quick, just a quick look at the inside of the box. You can see there's a lot more accessories than there was with Satoru or Yuji on Nobara here, so it's pretty cool. We'll get into that in just a second, but so far this one has the most accessories, the most facial expressions, but it's a very expressive character, so I think it does her justice, and you'll see why there's so many accessories, just because a lot of it has to do with sets and there's very little components to them, but we'll get into that right now. So Nobara opens very similar to the other figures. It's just going to be in this nice plastic display case with the instructions and warranty sheet over on one side, telling you basically how to switch out the hair, how to switch out the other accessories, and what's included. We'll see the official names here, so we're not making them up. So I like the way that this is pressure fitted, because it kind of holds everything in place, so it's not going to jiggle around on you, because nothing is tied in with tabs, which I really appreciate, because it's always a pain to get those out and you end up risk cutting the figure or damaging the figure, and that's not the case here. So this one has a bag going all the way around her instead of just her hands in shoes. It also has the hands and shoes, but this also has that extra layer of protection around her Jujutsu High outfit that she's wearing. So we'll go down to here and take off the shoes, and immediately we can notice that she has real cloth stockings on. It's not just painted legs, so that's a nice touch in the FigZero here. And then of course she has her arms encased in the bags here. It's a nice detail here. We'll give you some closer shots as well. You can see the buttons on here are layered on as well. Even underneath on her blouse, she's got little buttons that are sewn on with string. So that's a nice touch. She's wearing a belt. It feels to be real leather, and you can see the loops on there. So a lot of detail put into the outfit. She's even got little buttons on her sleeves as well for her cuffs. A lot of detail put into that, so it's really awesome, that level of detail here. And you can see the hair is really nice as well. You have some, like a loose strand on this side here, and then of course the face. Really great expression. Those eyes look like they just came right out of the show. So all around great expression on the figure. There's nice detailing even all the way down to the shoes, where you have these nice loafers with the ridges here on the bottom. And of course they worked to the threezero logo on the bottom of her shoe. So that's really cool that they put that level of detail into the outfit, all the way down to the little buttons. And then of course we have a range of accessories here. We have, as I was mentioning, we have an alternative hair that you could pop out. This is more of a disheveled look with more strands of hair there. I'll set that down. You have a couple of different faces, and we'll show you a montage of different faces and different poses. So we have an impish face here, where she's kind of smirking. We have more of an angry face, I guess, more of a frown on it, I guess, for more of her fighting sequences. And each face here has a little bit of hair on the side, so they blend in naturally and aren't just a blank face. And then, of course, getting down to her weapons, we have her one mallet, a rubber mallet here for when she's not trying to kill people. This is not rubber, it's just hard plastic, but it's painted in a way that it looks like rubber. We have some nice paint applications on there, nothing's bleeding over, so that's really great. I've come to expect that with the FigZero line. We have her hammer here with the heart on at the top. I'll give you a close-up of that as well. That is her primary hammer that she uses, so that's pretty cool. Of course, she comes default here with her hammer holding hand instead of fists, so that's nice. You could just kind of throw that in there if you want. Fits nice. We'll play around with that in a minute. And then she comes with a whole bunch of hands. She has kind of a clutched hand here. She has a pointing finger hand. She has kind of a fist grabbing hand here. She has an open hand, so she's going to be able to have a couple of different expressions. Another open hand, and then a thumbs up hand. Always appreciated. So you get a lot of finger guns and thumbs up. Love those anytime I see them. I think this hand here is meant to allow you to hold the nails in one hand and like a claw, so we'll show you a shot of that. She has her little doll here. Going through the rest of the stuff, she has a pouch here. Now it looks like it clips on, so you don't have to slide a belt through, so you could just kind of clip it on top of the belt. So you could add that extra pouch there. And then she has a cursed energy effect here for the hammer. That goes right on here somewhere. Yep. So you just kind of slip the hammer in here. You have a nice cursed energy effect. That's pretty cool. So we have that. And then here we have her extra hand pegs, but she also has a bunch of nails. They put in this tiny little bag, so that's going to be a little tricky to get at. So and there's another nail in here, and there's a bunch of nails here. So they think these are extras, which is cool. So not only do you get 2 extra hand pegs if you happen to break the wrist, you get a bunch of extra nails. So that's really thoughtful, threezero. But there's 2 kinds of nails. There's a nail here that has the top on it, the head, I guess, on the nail. And this is one that's meant for, we'll have a close-up here for you. This one is more meant for putting into the doll. So you could have that look here. You could have a look of the nail in the doll, and you can see the head and the whole depiction here. Have a close-up here of the nail in the doll. And then you have a couple of these nails where they don't have the head on them, and I think that's for putting in that hand where I showed you the grip is kind of a little closed, but you can still fit something in there. So I think they did this. These are going to be a lot harder to show you, but I'll do a close-up right down here of these. They don't have heads on them. So basically what you're going to do with these is just stick them here in the hand, in the little gaps, so you give you the impression that she's holding the heads, but actually it's just the nail sticking out. Now along with these, they actually have cursed energy effects for the nails. So you could stick these little teeny cursed energy effects, and I just dropped one, so I'll go with the second one here. Cursed energy effects on the nails. There should be a head on there somewhere, yep. And you could stick those, oh, there goes 2. You could stick those on the nail, just like that. Do a little close-up right here. So you can see the cursed energy effects on the nails. So we'll have some, like I said, a montage in just a second of all these on there, giving you different poses and different sort of looks. But yeah, that's in a nutshell, that's Nobara there. We'll just do a quick movement here to see how the wrists change on the figure. So we're going to go with the go with the nail holding hand. So I had some issues. Yep, there it is again. That wrist popped out, which is kind of annoying. I didn't have that problem with Yuji, but I had it with Satoru. And I'm having it here with Nobara. You got to kind of grip the ball at the top and then twist and pull. So it's a little more difficult than the Yuji figure where it just came off easily. So I'm not sure why that's doing that, but these just have a good grip, I guess, on the hands. And it could just be because the hands are so new. But yep, struggling here to put it on. Yeah, and it's just sometimes over time it could be hands, but this one has been by far the most difficult so far of the FigZero line. So I got it eventually there, but just careful how you're taking it off. Make sure you're gripping it at the ball joint and sort of doing a twisting motion while you pull one hand, pull the other. Probably just until it wears in a little bit, and then it should be a lot easier. But what's working against you too is that sleeve here with the 2 layers, so you're going to have to pull that back a little bit, but you'll get it eventually. But there she is. Let's get you some close-up montage of her doing a bunch of different action shots. But again, same movement as we've seen in the others. I think it's something like 48 points of articulation. So there, ooh, that knee's a little screechy. So her joints are just starting to wear in there, but you have hips and you have knees and you have ankles every which way. And you have those elbows and the wrists and shoulder joints, and she could reach all the way around in front of her, which is good. Yeah, I like seeing that movement. It's more natural movement. It's usually held up here in the joint when you try to cross a body on an action figure. There's no give. This one you can though, so that's great. And then of course that head movement. So all that articulation that we've come to expect in the FigZero line, we see here in Nobara. So there she is. Let me give you some close-up montage so you can see what she could do. And there she is when I don't mess up with the nails and dropping the cursed effects. But you can see it's pretty cool to be able to do this, have the cursed energy effect on the hammer and the nails, and grip them like that. It's a pretty neat feature. It's great that they included it, so you get that sort of dynamic expression out of her. I put her with the angry face and the disheveled hair to give off the sense that she's going into combat here. Want to contrast that with a more calm and collected, a bit of a stoic look here where she's just holding her hammer. Wanted to recreate that cover shot to get a little more of a stoic look out of her where she's holding the hammer and the nails, sort of a threatening stance, but not really attacking or doing anything with it, so it took the energy effects off of it. Just showing you the range you can get out of the character a little bit here. Got her here with her rubber mallet, a little bit of a impish look on her face with the disheveled hair, with the non-lethal weapon. Here she is sporting her hammer and her doll with her doll holding hand. I put the nail on the doll here so you can see the effect. I think this is also really great that they included this specific doll holding hand. It's a very natural hold to it. You don't have to fuss around with the hand like if you tried to cram it into the hammer holding hand. So it's nice to have a hand specifically for the doll holding. Just like the range of expressions on her, because you could also get this fun little impish pose here with her little hands out and that wry smile on her face. So just a huge range of emotion between the hair, the faces, and the different hands, which I think is pretty cool to have included all those. Lastly, I just wanted to show you guys how that satchel fits on her belt. It just clips right on top. Unlike Yuji, you don't need to feed the belt all the way through and go back in the loops, so this is much easier to take on and off. It's not holding anything, so I guess it doesn't need to be as sturdy, but it works fine all the same. And you'll notice she's using her pointing thumb here, so you can answer the question, who has a bunch of awesome accessories and a pointing thumb? This gal. That about does it for Nobara. As you can see, a lot of accessories, a lot of great facial expression. This character has a lot going on for it. It's really cool to have all those cursed energy effects, to have 3 different face options, to have 2 different hair options, to have both her weapons, to have the nails, and it's just a lot, which really captures the character. She's got a lot going on for her, so you can't not include those things, but they went above and beyond with the functionality in this sense and the range of expression and range of abilities you can get out of her with those accessories. So I think it's pretty great. This is my favorite in the line so far, just because of all those accessories and that expression and everything you can do with the character. Also, the ease of getting the belt satchel on and off here, which is great, as opposed to Yuji and having to take the belt all the way on and off every time. So just the functionality and the ease of use is another big plus for her. So same price point as the other ones, $150. It's coming out early or late winter, early spring next year. We'll have ordering links up for her, and you can see ordering links for the other guys on those reviews as well. We'll have links to our site if you want to check out the other FigZero Jujutsu Kaisen reviews we did. So we have one more for you we'll be doing next week. You can see him behind me, so kind of a little spoiler. So that'll wrap up our series on Jujutsu Kaisen. We do have more anime, so we'll be spilling over into December as well. Don't want to give any spoilers on those, so you just have to keep turning back. We'll have one more FigZero from a different line that we're going to review soon in early December as well. So like, subscribe, and follow for more content. We will see you guys next time.